Oh, you thought it was finished, sweetie. But this story is only beginning, and I promise you that it will get worse than you could have ever imagined. Kirk Frost believed he could ignore this, and that a little PR boost and some damage control would resolve the issue. But following his surprise arrest for accused of attacking Rasheeda, we're talking about financial fraud, betrayal, hidden affairs, and a secret that could put Kirk in jail for years. Rasheeda, OCIS, isn't backing down. In fact, she's going to hit Kirk where it hurts the most, his wallet. Kirk was already under a lot of pressure, but now new secrets are coming out, and they're worse than anyone could have predicted. Rasheeda has reportedly hired a top-tier legal team and is getting ready to deprive Kirk of everything, including his career, business, and assets. As if things couldn't get any worse, guess what? The woman Kirk was cheating with was someone Rasheeda trusted with her life. This isn't just a cheating scandal anymore. It's a full-blown Rasheeda is going to triumph after a financial and emotional battle. So grab some popcorn because this story is about to blow up. Kirk Frost believed that he could get away with it since he had previously cheated, lied, and manipulated Rasheeda, who had always supported him and forgiven him when he fathered a side baby with Jasmine. When Washington saw him snooping around with other women, she forgave him. Rasheeda always forgave Kirk when the business dealings became suspicious and the suspicions of financial fraud started to circulate. But this time, it's different because Kirk not only violated her financially, but also emotionally. It all began months ago when Rasheeda noticed strange activity in their business accounts. At first, it was small amounts of $2,000 here, but when she discovered the truth, Kirk snapped and put his hands on her. He didn't just lie about cheating. He created a whole second life behind her back. There, $5,000. Rasheeda didn't give it much thought because Kirk was in charge of the majority of the finances. But when the numbers began to increase, tens of thousands of dollars vanished overnight. Wire transfers to offshore accounts appeared on the records, and fictitious company names appeared. She attempted to give Kirk the benefit of the doubt because that's what she had always done. When suppliers began to complain about unpaid invoices and business partners began to back out of deals, Rasheeda realized something was amiss. One evening, while they were sitting in their home, she confronted Kirk about it. At first, she thought it might have been an error or that Kirk was making some business investments. Dismissed it as though it didn't exist and that you were overanalyzing the situation. It's business. You wouldn't understand, Kirk claimed, but Rasheeda wasn't buying it. She began studying the financial records on her own, and that's when things began to make sense. One night, Rasheeda sat up late reviewing the bank statements, and that's when she realized a trend: large sums of money were consistently being transferred into the same account number. And when she checked the name, her heart stopped. It was the name of one of her closest friends, a woman Rasheeda had known for years and who had visited her home, playing with her children at the dinner table. Someone who had helped Rasheeda through all of Kirk's past infidelity scandals, and now this woman was having an affair with Kirk while Kirk was using her money to support their lifestyle. Rasheeda was shocked and felt physically ill, but she needed concrete evidence, so she hired a private investigator to look into the matter further. Discovered. Oh, it was worse than anyone could have imagined. Kirk had been seeing this woman for more than a year, and he had been treating her to 5-star hotels, private villas, and first-class flights to Paris, Dubai, and the Bahamas. To make matters worse, Kirk had also purchased a condo in Miami for her. Utilizing funds from their joint business account and the mistress, who wasn't just any woman but someone Kirk had been emotionally involved with for years, text messages showed that Kirk had committed to leaving Rasheeda and beginning a new life with the mistress. He informed her that he would sell his portion of the company and put her name on the documents. Rasheeda approached Kirk with the evidence, and Kirk chuckled without even trying to dispute it. "You're not going to do anything about it," Kirk said, "because you need me." Kirk had planned to cut Rasheeda out of the empire she had established with her own work, sweat, and tears. That's when Rasheeda came to the realization that Kirk had been emotionally and financially controlling her for years, leading her to believe that she couldn't live without him and that her success was dependent on him. However, Rasheeda had created that empire, not Kirk, and she was prepared to reclaim it all. But Kirk exploded before she could do so. According to the police report, neighbors heard the screaming and the sound of glass shattering, so someone called 911. When the police arrived, Kirk was standing there composed as usual, but Rasheeda was crying, and bruises were beginning to appear on her arm. The officers didn't hesitate to handcuff Kirk, and release him from Kirk was arrested for domestic violence on the spot, after he had the audacity to tell the police that the situation was not that serious. The real damage began when investigators searched Kirk's phone and discovered hundreds of text messages between Kirk and the mistress, flirtatious texts and private images and discussions about money. But the real was that Kirk had been using Rasheeda's identity and credentials to build up fictitious business agreements, obtain loans, and he had promised the mistress that he would take over her company and put everything in her name. He had even gone so far as to sign some of the contracts under false pretenses, and as soon as Rasheeda was gone, the mistress, who wasn't just a passive participant, hired a team of elite attorneys and forensic accountants to look into Kirk's financial activities. What they discovered, it was damning Kirk, was that she had been urging Kirk to get rid of Rasheeda and start over with her, had stolen more than $2 million from their business accounts. He had broken several contracts, including the conditions of his and Rasheeda's business agreement. He had committed tax fraud by concealing the money in offshore accounts. And, worst of all, additionally, Kirk had paid child support for his side child using some of the stolen funds. Kirk was unable to access his own credit cards when his legal team filed an emergency petition with Jasmine Washington to freeze all of Kirk's assets, including his personal accounts, business shares, and properties. Next, since Kirk had broken the conditions of their business agreement, Rasheeda sought complete ownership of their empire, had the legal authority to fire him as a business partner. If the judge rules in favor of her, Kirk will lose everything. And the mistress, she flipped to protect herself, agreed to testify against Kirk, providing him with messages, receipts, and even recordings of Kirk confessing to financial fraud. Kirk faces a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison, and since the assault accusation is unrelated, he may also receive additional jail time for domestic abuse. Additionally, his career has already been terminated by his sponsors. Social media is against him. Even Kirk's most devoted followers have turned against him, and the hashtag #CancelKirk has been trending for days. Meanwhile, Rasheeda is surviving. Kirk Frost believed he was unbeatable and that Rasheeda would always forgive him. He believed he could steal from her, lie to her, cheat on her, and still walk away. According to insiders, she has already signed a deal for a documentary series about the scandal that will follow Rasheeda's journey from betrayal to retaliation. Clean, but Kirk is now paying the price because he underestimated Rasheeda. According to sources, Kirk is sitting in a jail cell, his business assets are frozen, his empire is collapsing, his side chick turned on him, and Rasheeda is taking it, all because Kirk lost everything, not just his wife, and he truly deserved it. After years of deceit, financial fraud, and mental abuse, Rasheeda is refusing to back down from the plea offer that her legal team is currently attempting to negotiate. Kirk is finally paying the price because he may spend up to 15 years in prison if found guilty of tax fraud and embezzlement. That doesn't even include the assault allegations. And Rasheeda, she's already preparing for her next action. Insiders claim that Rasheeda is nearing the completion of a multi-million-dollar documentary deal. And when the whole truth is revealed, the internet will shut down. Kirk's career is over, his reputation is ruined, and Rasheeda is poised to triumph. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications because you'll want to be the first to know when Kirk finally speaks. First to hear it, and believe me when I say this, the scandal is still ongoing.